Hey coin collectors, it's DC on the Big D Coin Channel, and we have a mess of nickels here today, and the one we're going to focus on mostly is this one right here in the center. That's the 2005 S Bison or Buffalo nickel from the United States of America. And we're going to talk about some of the old Buffalo nickels. We're going to talk about some of the regular Buffalo nickels. We're going to talk about this nickel, the Denver Mint, and this nickel from the Philadelphia Mint, which we've done videos on in the past. And we're going to talk about how this Buffalo or Bison nickel from 2005 is one of a series of 4 nickels that were issued in 2004 and 2005. Let's start by just looking at these 3. So this is a Denver version of the Buffalo nickel. This is, of course, the new Thomas Jefferson. The old Thomas Jefferson front was this one, and there was one in the middle. But in 1938, this one first came out, and it lasted until 2003, and it had this on the back, of course, and that is Monticello, where Thomas Jefferson lived. Jefferson faced to the left. So the 2004 nickel looked like this, just the regular Jefferson, and it had, the first one was, there were 2 of them. There was the keelboat version, which is this one right here, and then there was the treaty version, or the Louisiana Purchase, and the treaty with the peace pipe and the axe, in the treaty between the United States and France that led to the Louisiana Purchase. And that one also had Jefferson facing to the left. Then in 2005, they came out with 2 more of these. They came out with the Buffalo or Bison back nickel and the Ocean and View, Oh the Joy nickel. In the Buffalo or Bison back nickel, this one came out first, and it had a really interesting version of the Denver Mint of this coin, where a line came down through the center of the bison, and it's called the speared bison version, and that coin is from Denver. This is a Philadelphia one here. So the Denver Mint version of the coin does have a speared bison version. Both the Philadelphia and the Denver versions of the coin have what's called a satin finish version, which came out in the mint sets. So there's all kinds of them out there and all kinds of different ones. And this is standard for the course for some of these coins. A lot of them had spotty of this kind of metal, almost looks like metal defects on it. But this one here, the 2005 S from the San Francisco Mint, is one of the finest coins you're ever going to see. At the San Francisco Mint, they made 3.34 million of these. The auction record is $546, but they currently go for about $30 at a proof 70 deep cameo, because almost all of them were between proof 69 and proof 70 deep cameo, and you can just see how Jefferson's face comes off of that coin. And then we get to the back, and you can see how the bison just pops off the coin. It says United States of America at the top, E pluribus unum under the bison, and then down here it says 5 cents. They made these at the Denver Mint. At the Denver Mint, they made $488 million. The auction record for a Denver coin is $750, but the current highest graded coin from PCGS is a Mint State 67. They've graded 4 of them, and they say they're worth about $175. Now, why would the D only be worth $175 at its best? That's because everybody wants the D with the speared bison. That's because everybody wants the D. That's because everybody wants the D with a speared bison on the back, and so the D doesn't have any huge values to it. However, the Philadelphia coin, which doesn't have any speared bison, they made 448 million of these. The auction record is $1,225 from an eBay auction, and the current values are $25 from Mint State 65 and $1,100 from Mint State 67. So at Philly, you can get one of these coins that's worth $1,100, and they've graded 3 of these so far from PCGS. If you did get the S version of this coin, you can get it in two different ways. You could get it in the proof set, which has clad coins in it, or non-silver, and then you could get it in the silver proof set. But for the 3.34 million of them, they're spread between the silver mint sets and the clad sets. Satin finish coins, they made 1.16 million of those, both at Philly and at Denver, and they came in what we used to call the U.S. mint sets, but now they often call them the satin finish sets. In the satin finish coins, you can tell the difference. Let's take a look at this one here, which is a satin finish, and this one's a regular. You can see the satin finish has a different kind of polish on it than the regular coins, and that makes them look quite different. And it also makes them much smoother. So if you do get a satin finish coin, it's not going to be as valuable in most cases as a regular coin. But if you get a satin finish of the Philadelphia up to a proof 70 or a special strike or special finish 70, it's worth $6,000. They've only graded one of them so far at PCGS. The satin finish for the Denver coin, the highest one is a SP69. They found 13 of those, and they'll go for about $700. But the proof coin won't come in a satin finish. It'll only come in a proof finish. And if you get real lucky, you can get one of these, which is a deep cameo proof finish. Now, at the very beginning of this video, you saw a couple of other coins, and I'm going to show you those. And these are the the first version of the Buffalo or Bison nickel. You see the Indian chief conglomerate kind of on the front here, where they put a number of different Indian chiefs' features into this front of the coin. It says Liberty here. Down here it says 1913, because that's when these first came out. On here it says 1938, and that's when the last of these came out, and the first of the Jefferson nickels came out in 1938. They had both. On the back of these nickels, there was a bison. And so when you turn these ones over, you can kind of see where they got the 2005 bison from for the Lewis and Clark or westward expansion coins. So you see the bison's facing a different way in 2005, very similar looking, standing on the turf, and but they do have the E pluribus unum has been moved. The 5 cents has been changed a little bit, and then in 1938, in 1913, the mint marks were at the bottom of these coins rather than on the front underneath the Liberty. And you can see that on this one, the Liberty is here. All right, that's all we have today from the Big D Coin Channel. Let's take one more look at this 2005 San Francisco Mint Proof Jefferson nickel coin, and with the bison on the back.